The real estate scam like you've never seen. It is the biggest real estate scam we've uncovered. Family homes stolen from under the owner's nose. Investigators have uncovered dozens of homes lost in a massive title deeds rip-off. Investigators have uncovered dozens of homes lost in a massive title deeds rip-off. They admit they are powerless to stop the home thieves and warn every homeowner is now a potential target. Laura Sparks with this exclusive report and what you can do to minimise the risk.
There are people watching this story right now whose houses are being stolen and they don't even know it.
I don't think under the current rules and regulations that people's homes are safe. I don't think under the current rules and regulations that people's homes are safe.
You can just lose your house overnight like this.
It's hard to believe, isn't it?
It's impossible to believe.
It's the home stealing racket. Houses stolen from underneath the noses of clueless owners. And once they're sold, the money's gone and the owners left empty-handed. And if you think it can't happen to you, think again.
First found out, I thought it was a joke.
The sold sign was up, and at the 11th hour we were made aware that the person selling the home was not the legal owner.
Here's how it works. Fraudsters hire a lawyer pretending to have lost. Here's how it works. Fraudsters hire a lawyer pretending to have lost the land title deeds to their home. No identification checks are made and a new deed is sent. Once they have the deeds, they're able to sell your home. Smart thieves target homes not lived in by owners.
Oh my gosh, we haven't heard of anything like this before.
But it has happened before, many times. This house stolen and sold for $500,000 while the owner was overseas. The sellers eventually charged with fraud. And this investment home, fraudsters borrowed $500,000 on it. The owner had to fight it out in court, the lender eventually taking the loss.
So how do you know that the person who claims to own the house is really the owner of the house? That's the essence of where this scam unfolds.
The need for identifying somebody and asking for their driver's licence or a 100-point check has not been ever needed. I think it will be in future, there's no question about that.
President of the Real Estate Institute of Australia, David Airy.
If we don't know the client, we're going to have to say, look, would you mind giving us something else so we can identify your signature or verify who you are and where you're from and that you, in fact, are the person that owns this property.
Neely's calling on each state land titles office to make photo identification mandatory on all land title deeds.
To sell $1 million home, you don't need security, but to sell $10,000 worth of shares, you do. The system's obviously broken. The system's obviously broken. The system's obviously broken. The system's obviously broken.
Cybercrime expert Dr. Mark Gregory from RMIT agrees. He believes authorities aren't treating the threat of houses being stolen seriously enough.
We need to increase regulations. We need to change the legislation. We need to change the legislation. We need to change the legislation, and we need to increase our security systems.
The only way to protect your home against this sort of fraud and to get your money back if it actually happens is to take out title insurance.
It's a crime that even if you were caught for, you wouldn't get, the penalties aren't harsh because you're not using a gun, you're not using a knife, you're not threatening anybody physically.
Charlie Kerr was left to find $45,000 to pay his legal fees.
The system has failed us because there's no guarantee on a deeds or anything that anyone can go in and do this, and the government believe it's not a problem. And it's a big problem.
Amazing, isn't it? We found each state is dragging its heels on this. Not one of them is planning to adopt photo identification on land title deeds.